Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing well at home. I'm Vrinda Sharma. I'm back here with the poem 1 of Honeydew, the main course book in English for Standard 8. The Ant and the Cricket is the title of the poem, written by Aesop, a writer from ancient Greece. This poem teaches a lesson to those who never plan and work for their future and spend their time and sources for foolish activities. Just like the cricket, they suffer in the future. The ant says that ants neither borrow nor lend to anyone. The ant's principles are absolutely right, since those who do not see or think ahead of time can never succeed in life. And if they are helped again and again, they never learn a lesson. Hence, the ant here teaches the cricket a tough and realistic lesson that he'll never ever forget in all his life. Next, I'll explain about the source of this poem and what is meant by a fable. Let's move forward. The source of this poem is Aesop's Fables. Aesop's Fables are 725 stories written by a Greek slave in the late 6th century BC. These stories feature animals as the main characters. The fables were originally told from person to person for teaching a moral lesson as well as for entertainment. Some of the famous fables are The Ant and the Cricket, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, The Crow and the Fox, The Hare and the Tortoise, etc. Now, what is a fable? A fable is a kind of story narration in the form of poetry or prose that has animals as main characters, behaving like human beings. The purpose is to teach a moral lesson, which is clearly mentioned in the end. Next comes the theme of the poem. The poem features the ant to represent the people who are wise and bold and are mentally and materially prepared to face any kind of situations. They very wisely plan for their future and work hard to accomplish it. Hence, live joyously and comfortably. On the other hand, the silly and lazy cricket represents the people who are busy in foolish pastimes and never plan or work for their future. Hence, they are destined to suffer at a later stage. Now, the poem or the fable. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come, not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will happen, says the cricket, of me? At last by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs, and some have 2. Adapted from Aesop's fables. New words in the poem. Gay means happy or full of fun. Famine means lack of food. Crumb is a very small piece of grain. Accustomed means used to or in a habit of. Miserly means one who hates to spend money, who doesn't want to spend any money. Starvation means suffering due to lack of food, shortage of food. Borrow, to take something from someone that will be paid back. Folks means people. Quote is a word from Old English that means said. Warrant means to validate or to confirm something. Hastily means hurriedly, in a hurry, or quickly. Wicket means a stick or a piece of wood that is used to fasten the door. Sorrow means sadness or very sad situation. Lend means to give something to someone that must be paid back. Next comes the explanation of the poem. An idle and reckless young cricket spent away the sunny and warm weather in singing and did not store anything for the rainy and cold winter. When the winter came, he was in a sad situation. Because the whole ground was covered with snow and he could not find even a small piece of grain anywhere. Hence, he was suffering due to lack of food and cold. Finally, he went to a miserly ant to borrow some food and shelter from the chilly winter. Otherwise, he would die of hunger and sadness. But the ant refused to help him and told him that the ants neither borrow nor lend, means they never give or take anything from anyone. She asked him why he did not save anything during the warm summer. The cricket replied that he did not because he enjoyed the warm and delightful weather and kept singing throughout. The ant said if he sang during the summer, he should dance and spend the winter. Then the ant picked up the wicket of the gate and asked the cricket to leave. In the end, the poet says that people call it a fable. That indeed it is. It is absolutely true about the people who act lazily and carelessly at the time when they should plan and work hard to make the future cheerful and comfortable. Hence, they are destined to suffer and be sorrowful later on, exactly like the careless and lazy cricket. Next comes the exercise, but before moving forward, I would like to tell something about the some instructions on how to maintain your notebooks. First thing is, there will be 2 notebooks for English, one for English language and the other one for English literature. The notebooks must be properly covered and labeled. This means your name, standard and subject must be clearly written on it. You should read neatly in cursive hand. Write day and date clearly in the first line, followed by the chapter or poem number and name in the second line, followed by poet's or author's name in the third line. Then draw and color a beautiful picture related to the chapter or the poem on the first page itself. On the next page, write the words "the exercise" in the first line. The exercise. Then from the next line, start writing the words and meanings. Before that, write new words at the top. Then leave one line space after completing the new words. Then do the question number B, that is true and false statements. After completing it, once again leave one line space and do the C part of the exercise, that is the questions and the answers. After leaving one line space after doing the questions and answers, do the D part of the exercise, that is the antonyms. So in all, there are 4 parts of your exercise. 1, new words, that means you have to write the words and meanings just shown here in the example here. And then after leaving one line space, you have to do the second part, B part, that is true or false statements. Second part is B, that is true or false statements. Then C part, that is questions and answers. And last one is the antonyms. And unlike this example, you have to write the questions in complete sentences. Mind it. Okay, then let us begin with the exercise. Write whether the following statements are true or false. A. The cricket worked very hard in the summer. False. It sang all through the summer. B. The cricket was dying of hunger and cold. True. C. The cricket went to a beetle to ask for food and shelter. This statement is false. It went to a miserly ant to ask for food and shelter. D. The ant advised the cricket to dance the winter away. This statement is true. The ants neither borrow nor lend. True. One should be prepared for all kinds of situations. This is very true. Means this statement is true. Questions and answers. A. Oh, what will become of me? When and why does the cricket say it? Answer. The cricket said this when it found that winter had arrived and his cupboard was empty. It could not find anything to eat on the snow-covered ground. It was worried because it would starve and die due to lack of food and cold winter. B. Which lines in the poem mean the same as neither a borrower nor a lender be? The lines in the poem that mean the same as above are, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. C. Dance the winter away. Explain. Means we have to explain this. When the ant asked the cricket, why did it not store any food in the summer when the weather was warm and sunny? The cricket replied, it sang during the summer. The ant asked the cricket to go and dance to spend the winter, just as he spent the summer in singing. What is the poet's comment in the end of the poem? Answer. The poet says that it is indeed a fable, as it teaches a moral lesson. And it is true about the people who act negligently, carelessly, and instead of planning and working hard like the ant, spend their time in foolish pastimes, just like the cricket. They will only regret and suffer later on. because they are destined to be sorrowful. C. Write the antonyms of the following words. So, dear children, an antonym is a word that means the opposite of another word that you call opposite words simply. For instance, true, false, dark, light, love, hatred, etc. Here, silly, the antonym is wise. Warm, cold. Gay, gloomy. Empty, full. Miserly, generous. Bold, cowardly. Borrow, lend. Ending, beginning. Lift, drop. Friend, enemy. This poem teaches us a very important moral lesson of being industrious like an ant. It also teaches us that we should not be like the cricket. To conclude, it is essential that we must be responsible for our future. We must not spend our good times idly enjoying it, but we must save and secure our future against all the unpredictable and not so happy and favorable times. Hence, work hard today for a happy and comfortable tomorrow. That's all for today. Thank you, dear children. Work hard, succeed, and then enjoy it.